You don't remember being born. You don't remember your first word, your first step, or the first time someone held you and told you that you were loved. That memory is gone. But here's what nobody tells you. Just because you can't remember it doesn't mean it didn't shape you. In fact, scientists now believe that what happened in your first year of life, before you could speak, before you could walk, before you even understood what a thought was, may be the single most powerful force driving your behavior right now.
Today.
As an adult, and you have absolutely no conscious access to it. Think about that for a second. There is a version of you, a tiny, helpless, overwhelmed version, who experienced the world in raw, unfiltered emotion. No words.
No logic.
No defense mechanisms. Just feeling. Just sensation. Just pure experience. And that version of you recorded everything. Not in language. Not in stories. Not in the kind of memories you can pull up and replay like a video, but in something deeper. Something older. Your body remembers. Your nervous system remembers. Your emotional instincts remember. And here is the terrifying, beautiful, mind-bending truth. Those memories are running you.
Right now.
Every relationship you enter. Every fear you feel. Every moment of inexplicable sadness or joy that seems to come from nowhere. It came from somewhere. It came from then. For most of the 20th century, scientists and psychologists operated under a comfortable assumption. Babies, they said, are essentially blank. They can't form real memories. Their brains are too underdeveloped. Their hippocampus, the brain region responsible for storing memories, isn't mature enough to encode experiences in any meaningful way. So what happens in infancy, they believed, simply dissolves. It evaporates. Like a dream you had but couldn't hold on to. There was even a name for it. Childhood amnesia, or more formally, infantile amnesia, the widespread inability of adults to recall events from before roughly age 3. And for decades, that was the end of the story. Babies don't remember. Case closed. But then researchers started asking a different question. Not, can babies remember events? But rather, what if memory isn't just about events? What if memory is bigger than that? What if the brain stores experience in ways that have nothing to do with conscious recall and everything to do with who you become? That question changed everything. In the early 2000s, a research team at the University of Minnesota began studying something called implicit memory in infants. Explicit memory, the kind you use when you remember your first day of school or what you had for breakfast, requires conscious recall. You know you're remembering something. Implicit memory is different. It operates below awareness. It's the memory in your fingers when you ride a bike. The memory in your gut when you walk into a room and something feels off. The memory that lives not in your mind, but in your body. And what these researchers found surprised everyone. Infants as young as 6 months old were demonstrating clear, measurable implicit memory responses. Their bodies remembered emotional patterns. Their nervous systems remembered the feeling of safety or danger. Their brains were building deep, invisible maps of the world, not based on facts, but based on experience. Then came the work coming out of Harvard Medical School's Center on the Developing Child. Their findings were even more striking. They demonstrated that the first year of life, particularly the first 6 months, represents what they called a critical sensitive period, a window of time when the brain is not just developing rapidly but actually encoding relational templates. Relational templates. Think about what that means. Your brain, before you had a single coherent thought, was building a template for how relationships work, how safe the world is, whether comfort comes when you cry, whether love is reliable, whether you can trust. Those templates weren't stored as memories you can access. They were stored as architecture, the literal structure of your developing brain. Here is where it gets truly remarkable. There is a concept in developmental neuroscience called state-dependent memory. The idea is this: memories aren't just stored as neutral information. They're stored along with the emotional and physiological state you were in when the experience happened.
Now,
apply that to infancy. A baby doesn't just experience hunger. A baby experiences the full, overwhelming, body-wide sensation of need, with no understanding of when or if it will end. That experience gets stored, not as the memory, "I was hungry once," but as a deep neurological signature, a pattern, a state. And here's the part that will stay with you. When an adult enters a situation that resembles those early states, even remotely, the brain doesn't just recognize it intellectually. It activates the original state. The full emotional charge of that early experience floods back. And the person doesn't know why. They don't know why they panic when someone is late to meet them. They don't know why they shut down when someone raises their voice. They don't know why love sometimes feels unbearable. Why closeness feels dangerous. Why they are inexplicably afraid of being left. They call it anxiety. They call it trust issues. They call it just being who they are. But neuroscience is now telling us it's older than that. It's a memory you can't see. A wound you can't locate. A story that started before you had words to tell it.